Hello, this Easy Flow yoga sequence opens the hips and releases the spine. Everything builds gradually. By the end of the sequence, the flow is reasonably advanced. We're starting with releasing the ankle, circling the foot, then pointing and flexing. And then from here we're going to mobilize the hip by taking the weight of the leg in both hands at the foot and the knee, moving side to side to begin with, and then circling the leg. And as we're working to mobilize the hip, aiming to keep the pelvis nice and stable and still, using your abdominal muscles, especially the muscles in the lower abdomen, to stabilize the hips here. Then gradually we can set that leg down and take up on the left leg, circling the foot at the ankle. Good range of movement here is bigger, more or less circle as you're able to manage at the ankle, and then circling in the opposite direction. Again, trying to keep the back tall. I've forgotten to do the point and flex. I'm going to come back to that. So pointing and flexing. And then gradually taking up the weight of the leg, supporting it in both hands. Really supporting the weight of the thigh bone is the secret here. The side-to-side movement is more accessible and the circling action a little bit more advanced. So taking it easily and doing what feels comfortable. So gradually then, we're going to let the soles of the feet come together, Baddha Konasana, bound ankle position, and just balancing the weight through the pelvis, and then by lengthening the thighs outwards away from the hip joints on the exhalations, drawing the thighs downwards and breathing in to release them up just a little bit. Now it's a nice slow action, deliberately and consciously lengthening the thighs. And then we're ready to begin to roll the pelvis around. Now I haven't got a block because I'm outside, but you could sit up on a block or a cushion here to give the pelvis a little bit of elevation as you're circling around, and that would give you more room to move at the hip joints. Letting the spine be really integral to the movement, using your abdominal muscles to roll the spine backwards, to lift from the front of the spine upwards and forwards, and then around. And now a little cat stretch action here, in seated in the Baddha Konasana, rolling the spine back, tailbone pulls forwards as you really engage your abdominal muscles, and then restacking your spine. Taking up cross-legged or Sukhasana, easy position here with the right leg in front. And with the inhalation, lifting up through the spine, exhalation to side bend towards your right side. Lifting up through the side of the left waist, releasing through the side of the left rib cage. And changing sides, again lifting up from the base of the spine. Let the whole spine flow and really consciously move and lift the spine rather than simply sink the shoulders. So coming center again, we'll let the arms go wide and we're going to twist to the left. Let the arms come down then and lifting tall through the spine. Both sitting bones stay connected to the earth. Spine really tall. Gentle twist side to side with the neck, slowly and easily. And then we're going to lift up through the left arm, open the left side, reach up to come over, side bending towards the right. This is quite strong, but it's a good opening and release. A partial untwist and leaning forwards over the left leg, reaching with the right arm, really lengthening into the right arm to experience a good stretch in the right side of the rib cage. It's the latissimus dorsi muscles. Breathing here, even if it feels strong. And then gently walking the body, leading the spine to the center, lengthening the spine. We're going to roll up through the spine. So, relaxing our legs, releasing the knees and releasing the ankles from the Sukhasana, and ready to cross with our left leg coming in front this time. Once again, spine nice and tall, and ready for a side bend, lifting up and over towards the left side, breathing in to lift, breathing out to reach, breathing in to release, breathing out to reach over. So that inhalation you release and begin the lift, and then reach up and over, exhalation. And changing sides, you should begin to feel lots of space in the side of the rib cage and the breath moving in quite a lively way. That's one of the lovely things about side bending. So we're coming out this time, arms wide and ready for a twist towards our right side, letting the arms come down and stacking the spine really tall, both hip bones down. And then back to that gentle twist side to side through the neck, keeping the crown of the head really reaching towards the sky. And then gradually, as you're ready, with an inhalation, reaching the right arm up and over, letting the spine flow with you, side bending towards the left side. Again, it is strong. Keep the breath flowing. And then with an inhalation, lifting up energy into your arm and breathing out, partial untwist, and then lengthening over the right leg with the spine, reaching long through the left arm, opening the left side of the rib cage, really stretching. Left sitting bone stays in contact with the earth. And then gradually we're going to walk the spine to the center, long stretch, tailbone to crown, and then with an inhalation, rolling up through the spine. And again, we're going to release the knees and the ankles from Sukhasana. Moving around, going to bring ourselves into the all fours position now, checking in with a nice long spine between the tailbone and the crown. And then the right heel reaches back, pressing towards the right heel, good stretch into the calf muscles, aiming to keep your spine really long at the same time. Feel how your abdominal muscles can work to do this. Out breath to curl the spine and to bring the leg in, and then breathing in to unfurl the spine and reach the leg back. And we really need to draw up through the gluteal muscles as we reach the leg back so that it doesn't feel too heavy. Let the spine roll and the leg follow on each of these actions. And then right leg is coming forward, split kneeling, and a little bit of a flow backwards and forwards to open the hips, keeping the spine lengthening as we reach the hips back, lengthening the tailbone back as we flow forwards, opening the spine actively. It's a back bend from the tailbone through to the crown of the head. Abdominal muscles working with us. Not taking it too strongly through the hip joints. Let this movement be comfortable. Going to bring our back up this time. And then as we're ready, lifting up with the left arm up to come over, side bend. Breathing, releasing the side bend. And we're going to flow forwards and downwards and back into downward facing dog. Letting the spine be nice and lengthened in the downward facing dog, hugging the breastbone towards the spine, lifting through the abdominal muscles. We're going to roll a little bit through the feet and ankles. If we keep the kneecaps lifted, that's helpful. If we aim to really draw up from the heels through the calf, that's also helpful for mobilizing the joints of the feet. Heels sink down, keeping the abdomen lifted. We're going to bring the knees to the mat and extending through the left leg. Using the gluteal muscles from the heel, drawing the muscles up through the back of the leg all the way into the glutes as we reach back into the heel. Letting the kneecap lifts in the direction of the front of the hip. As we keep the abdominal muscles strong, this will all help to make the action feel very positive and defined. And then we're going to roll the spine and let the left leg move in towards the chest and unfurl, breathing out to roll, breathing in to unfurl, still keeping the gluteal muscles working, the back of the leg working, the kneecap drawing up towards the hip. Very defined movement through the spine and the leg. Legs going to step forwards this time and moving into the hip opening that we had on the first side, reaching back to open the back of the left leg, moving forwards to open the front of the right hip. Spine integrated, tailbone reaching back as we move forward, back bending from the tailbone to the crown, allowing the movement to flow and to be effective, but keeping it comfortable in the hip joints, avoiding overworking here. Nice gentle action. We roll all the way up this time, breathing in to lift up through the right arm, up to come over, side bending towards the left side. breathing. And once again, we're going to breathe in, lift up and out, breathing out to flow forwards and to step back and up, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Once again, supporting the spine, lots of core strength wrapping around through the ribs and the waist. And then little by little in a moment, knees are coming down and then chest and chin to the mat, and we flow into Cobra, Bhujangasana, lifting up and out. Breathing. And then once again, with an exhalation, we flow back and up, downward facing dog again. Breathing here. And then abdominal muscles nice and strong, breathing in to split off the right leg and breathing out to step the right leg through to between the hands. Exhalation, we're bringing the left knee down, lengthening the spine between the crown of the head and the heel. Left knee comes down again, and then twisting and turning towards the right leg. Let the left hip move down, left waist move down, left ribs. And as we breathe in, the right arm stretches up, holding the breastbone close to the front thigh. Can reach into the back heel again, that long stretch that we did in the all fours, pushing into the back heel. Breathing, and then again, gently on an exhalation, unfurling, untwisting, stepping back, downward facing dog again. Settling here, abdominal muscles strong, and with an inhalation, splitting the left leg off. On an exhalation, stepping the left leg through again to between the hands, long reach through the spine, back knee comes down, and then we're going to lengthen between the heel and the crown, back knee comes down again, and then twisting and turning towards the left leg, opening the left arm up towards the sky, breastbone and thigh close, exhalation to reach into the back heel, long line, crown, sacrum, tailbone, inside hip, inside knee, heel, breathing, and then again exhalation to untwist and to step back and up again, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So strong through the abdominal muscles, and we're going to breathe out to draw down towards the plank, and then exhaling still, knees, chest, chin towards the mat, inhaling, Bhujangasana Cobra, exhaling back and up again, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathing here, ready to split the right leg off again. And with an exhalation, it's going to come through to between the hands. Back knee comes down. We're just turning the right leg out a little bit here as we relax and soften the pelvis to between the thighs. And then turning, twisting towards the right leg again. A long reach into the right arm as we flick the left heel up, and then, if it's possible, holding the left toes behind us. Might just be that we're reaching back with the hand and flicking the left toes up, or just reaching back and not even flicking the toes up. Working in a way that is genuinely comfortable and accessible. Breathing out to untwist, and again we're going to step back and up, downward facing dog, letting the spine be truly long here, abdominal muscles supporting us. Ready to, on an inhalation, split the left leg off, and on the exhalation, the left leg is going to step through to between the hands, back knee comes down, lengthening it away so the spine is nice and stretched here. A little bit of softening and opening in the hips, turning the left leg out this time, and then once again, twisting towards that left leg, great big circle up and back into the left arm, and we can always, as we're ready, flick the left toes up, and then perhaps we're reaching back towards the toes and not quite touching, or perhaps we are touching and getting a good stretch through the quadriceps, or perhaps we're just reaching back and we're not holding the leg. And I didn't used to always be able to do this position. It's little by little through the years of practice that I'm able to come into positions like this easily. So take it easily, relax, and not hurting your hip joints in the meantime. So we're going to breathe in and breathe out to step back and up again, downward facing dog. And this time we're going to, like a wave, roll through the upper spine. So it's rounding the upper spine as we pass through towards a type of plank. And then from there, pushing into the heels, stretch the tailbone back, lift the upper body through, upward facing dog, and then exhalation, back, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. The right knee is going to sweep through to between the hands, quickly followed by the left knee, stacking the thighs on top of one another and settling the sitting bones between the heels. Letting the spine grow up really tall with the weight even through the right hip and the left hip. Breathing in to stretch into the arms, exhaling to twist towards the right thigh. Right hand can come to the back of the right hip and the left arm to the outside of the right thigh. Breathe out to untwist and then lengthening the spine forwards over both thighs. Should give a really good opening across the breadth of the lower back and into the outer right thigh. Then we're going to roll over the legs here, pass back to the all fours with an exhalation, moving back and up again, downward facing dog. Then the left knee is going to sweep through to between the hands, quickly followed by the right knee. Thighs stack one on top of the other, heels separate and the sitting bones come down between the heels, settling the pelvis evenly right side, left side, spine really tall, breathing in to reach up into the arms, exhaling to twist towards the left side, left hand to the back of the left hip and right hand to the outside of the left thigh. We're in Gomukhasana, cow face position. Then again, exhaling to untwist and lengthening the spine, really lifting up from the tailbone and lengthening forwards, breathing here. And once again, breathing in to roll up through the spine. Going to just gently from here release the legs with a view of coming into a seated forward bend. And to facilitate that, we're going to hug the thighs towards the abdomen using the arms. Let the spine lengthen along the line between the two thigh bones, still hugging the legs towards the chest and the abdomen, and moving forwards. And the backs of the knees may open and lengthen here, or they might stay bent, remembering to breathe. And then eventually breathing in to roll back up through the spine. And from here we're going to roll down through the back onto the mat and taking up the relaxation position, allowing the spine to be nice and open so that it can really relax here. The arms rolling outwards away from the shoulder joints and the legs rolling away from the hip joints. Spending a few moments in repose, simply absorbing the effects of the yoga practice that we've been following. Staring gently back into activity, we can hug the legs towards us and breathing out, rolling up through the upper spine to really stretch the back for 3 or 4 breaths here and stimulating the abdominal and core strength muscles again. Then we're going to roll over onto one side and press up towards seated. Nice tall seated position, breathing in. Om Shanti Namaste.